Justin, good morning.
Good morning, Muzi. How are you?
Oh, very well, thanks, and you?
Good, thank you. Good.
Accountant and an author. How does it feel to be an author?
In terms of what we've done, I think we've put out a very strong message to the youth. What we're saying is there's a lot of work that needs to be done in South Africa. When we think about leadership, we almost think that intuitively things will be done, but there's certainly a need for us to solve that as the youth. So I think this is a call to action. Nobody's going to do it for us, and it's up to us.
In your biography, you wrote, the bio, you say Justin Plaatjes is a colored 31-year qualified CA. Why is it important to mention that you're colored?
I think the first honest reason is I may appear white. But seriously, I think it is important to understand what our background is. I think in South Africa, we do have a variety of cultures, a variety of races. I think it is important to kind of contextualize that. I don't think our upbringings are all the same. A colored from Cape Town has a very different life to a Zulu person in Durban or KZN. So it's really for that purpose to just kind of, I think one can very quickly picture or visualize what a colored person is, where they come from. It gives you a sense of there's potentially hardship commonalities, in the culture. And I think that will resonate with some people. So I think that for me is ultimately why it's important. There's certainly a nervousness in the youth. I don't necessarily see us being as confident as the previous generation. And the reason I say that is there was certainly a cause and reason for the previous generation to fight for something. I think that kind of put the blinkers on in terms of having courage. They were able to go out there with a purpose and a vision. For me, I think it's slightly less clear what it is the youth is trying to achieve in this country going forward. I don't necessarily believe there's unity in the way that we think about things, what we ultimately want to achieve for the country. You see a lot of top talent leaving SA. We have to ask ourselves the question, why is that? And I think the book is a call to the youth to say, let's find a common vision, a common purpose, common reason as to why we need to work together and what it is we need to solve if SA is the country we want to stay in. So in terms of the youth leaving South Africa and what needs to be done, I think there's very much a strong onus on the private sector to ensure that there's the right opportunities. So I think it's one kind of sitting in what can we do in the private sector, what opportunities are available. Another reason for the book is that we have structural challenges in SA. So in terms of Eskom rolling blackouts, it leads to poor economic activity, which has a knock-on impact on unemployment, which then leads to crime. Those structural things need to change via us as the youth coming together and changing those things. So embracing spirituality and what that means for me, I think there's certainly a lack of self-awareness, self-consciousness in leadership. At least that's what I see. Being altruistic as a leader is very important in my mind. Altruistic behavior is really thinking beyond oneself. So if you think about Nelson Mandela, it's working on a cause that's bigger than oneself. And in order to get there, my view on it is that one needs to be spiritual. One needs to have a good understanding of oneself, how information and stimulus you receive from the outside impacts you as an individual, your thoughts, and how one reacts to that. Because I think one very quickly becomes focused on reacting to situations, which is largely driven by one's ego. And in being spiritual, understanding oneself, you can then absorb the information, and instead of react, you can decide and take action. So I think that's quite important. I've always been interested in the psychology behind having money, what it means. We're all working to make money, but why? What does it ultimately mean? So I've always had this interest in it. I've read lots of books on it, and I thought this is a fantastic space to be in to explore that a bit further. How I met Mike was I work at Rand Merchant Bank. He's influential, so essentially working closely with him, we could make more of a difference. And in terms of the mentorship itself, I almost don't see it as a mentorship. It's more, I see him as a fatherly figure. I take everything that he says quite seriously. He's definitely given me clarity in terms of my vision for myself. He's walked many of the paths I've walked before, so he'll let me wander down those paths, let me learn the hard lessons and find out it's a dead end, turn around, go back, try again. But yes, I think the mentorship's very empowering, and I would encourage the youth to find not only a mentor, but multiple mentors. I think each person's different personalities, different things to teach.